Hello fellow gamers, Brent Justice here with the thefpsreview.com. In front of me I have the brand new SAPPHIRE Nitro Plus Radeon RX 9070 XT. This is SAPPHIRE's top of the line enthusiast Radeon RX 9070 XT based video card, and today I want to just go over this video card and show it to you visually. We'll take a look at it and talk about its features. I will not have benchmarks in this video today. You can check out our full review on our webpage where we have all of our benchmarks, all the performance tested, including overclocking. So you want to go check out that review. The link will be in the description below. But today I just want to take a look at the video card because this is literally SAPPHIRE's highest end Nitro Plus here. And there's a lot of cool features about this video card that I want to go over. It's got a very high factory overclock as well as a higher total board power, which brings the performance level up on it compared to a reference card. So those are some important things to look at, but also just visually, it's incredibly appealing. It's got some really nice visuals, and it's honestly not as big as you think it is. It may look very big in the video. It's not as big as you think it is, though yet it is still a pretty chunky video card, so be aware of that. But let's talk about some of its features and specifications. You can take a quick look at the top here. It's hard to tell in the video, but across the top is an ARGB light bar, and that is a really nice feature, and it has this grill face on it, Radeon logo up top, and it's a triple fan design. But let's quickly talk about the specs and then we'll go into looking at it. So this video card has an MSRP of $729, so that is a price premium over the reference pricing for a 9070 XT, which is $599. So there is a price premium for this model, but again, you're getting a higher factory overclock and power limit on this card as well. So this is in SAPPHIRE's Nitro Plus lineup, or their Nitro lineup on their site, and you will find that they also have a 9070 as well in the Nitro Plus. So there's a 9070 XT, this one, and a 9070. SAPPHIRE also has their Pulse, Pure, and then above that the Nitro and Toxic series. This is the Nitro. There are 9070 XTs in their Pulse and Pure series as well, but this sits above that in the Nitro Plus. So what we know is that this is based on the RDNA 4, brand new RDNA 4 Radeon RX 9070 XT GPU from AMD. That is 64 CUs, 64 RT accelerators, 128 hardware AI accelerators, 4096 stream processors. The stock boost clock, or the I would say the total boost clock that it can go up to, which is not necessarily the game clock, is a 2.97 gigahertz on the 9070 XT, and this has 16 gigs of GDDR6 256-bit bus, 26 gigabits per second. Now the reference TDP is 304 watts for the 9070 XT, but the SAPPHIRE Nitro Plus improves upon that. So let's talk specifically about this card now. So this being the factory overclocked SAPPHIRE Nitro Plus, it can go up to a total boost clock of 3060 megahertz, 3.060, or 3060 megahertz, 3060 megahertz. So that is an over 3 gigahertz boost that this has out of the box. So again, that compares to the default reference clock of 2.97. So that's just straight out of the box. That's what the boost clock is set up to. And then the regular game clock is at 2520, which is also higher than the reference clock. Now, to achieve that clock speed, SAPPHIRE has raised the total board power on this card up to 330 watts. 330 watts. And remember, the reference TDP is 304 watts. So this has a higher TBP, and what that means is it allows you to reach that boost clock while you're gaming a lot more consistently. So it's very important that this card did not just receive a factory overclock, but also receive the power limit increase, and that allows the clock speed to then go up to that higher limit. So that's very important. You could just raise the clock speed, but that won't necessarily get you that clock speed because the power is limited, but not with this one. This one has the higher power. So again, the price premium of $729 is a little bit justified because you are getting a higher power and higher factory overclocked card out of this obvious custom design. So let's talk about this custom design. The SAPPHIRE NITRO Plus RX 9070 XT it has a 16-phase digital power design. So a very high amount of VRM coverage there for that power delivery. It is based on a 12-layer PCB. And as you can see, it is definitely a very large video card. This is technically a 3.2 slot video card. And if we look at the overall length of it, it is 330 millimeters in length, 128 millimeters in width, 65 millimeters in height. And that translates to 13 inches in length, 5.05 inches in width, and then 2.58 inches in height. So this is a very large video card. Make sure you have plenty of space in your case for this. But holding it right now, I can tell you it is not as heavy as you think it is. It is not as heavy as you think it is. It's actually pretty light for the size, and that was shocking to me. I figured this would be a very heavy video card. Actually is not a very heavy video card. I have had heavier video cards that are this big. So yeah, a little bit lighter of a video card, and that's great to see, but still has a lot of girth to it for all of the cooling. So one of the unique features, well, there's a lot of unique features to talk about on this video card. Let's start with this. Let's start with the backplate. Yeah. In the package, you get this envelope. In fact, the other contents that you get in the package are a 3-pin 5-volt ARGB cable, and I'm going to show that. I'll hook that up and we'll show that. And then you also get the power adapter cable. That's right, 12-volt high power, but we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. You do also get an L-shaped support bracket in the package, and then this. This is the backplate. That's right. This has a separate magnetized backplate that comes in an envelope. So check that out. Fancy, pretty fancy. In fact, the whole packaging for this video card was pretty fancy. So let's take that out, and here's the backplate. This is solid. I mean, solid metal. This is nice. This is got some perforation on the this part here, and then it's opened on this end because that fits over the exhaust or the pass-through, the air pass-through that this video card has. And this doesn't provide direct cooling, but this part that's built into it has thermal pads and so forth to provide cooling. So this part here provides the cooling, but adding this on top really doesn't, although it is technically physically touching it, so perhaps some heat dissipation is happening there. This is more so for looks. This is all about the stealth hidden power cable that's in this video card, and we're going to talk about that right now. First of all, though, you will see that the way this connects are these magnets. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 magnets. It just simply goes like that. It's in place. And that's how it looks. That's the backplate. And the reason for this is, again, the stealth hidden power cable, and I'm going to show you, but you will connect it into there and it will route out through here so that you have clean routing. You will not have any cables on the top edge or the back edge. In fact, there are no areas for a cable. I mean, this is a complete solid grill, and on this end it's completely closed up as well. So there is no chance for power cables coming out that side or this side either, obviously. So the only option is routed through the back and out the PCIe connector area. So this, again, the magnets are pretty strong, and this just pulls right off. Takes a little bit of force. So, I mean, you can see how tight the magnets are. It really grabs on there pretty well. And then to take it off takes quite a bit of force to pull that off. So the magnets hold really well on this. So I'm impressed by that, and it's an interesting design. But let's take a look at that stealth power cable. So this is the really cool part about this. So yes, this does have the 12-volt high power connector on there. Let's flip this up so you can take a look at that. 12-volt high power connector is right there. It's in there. It's hard to see in the video. I know we have better pictures on the review. This is the 12 volt 2x6, so it is the updated 2x6 connector. And of course, if you have a power supply that has a native cable, then of course use that. If you do not have a power supply with a native cable, this does come with the adapter. This is to 3 8-pin adapter, and it does have the blue coloring on it from Sapphire to indicate that it's been properly connected. So if you see any blue, then it's not pushed in all the way. Push it in all the way. But it's real simple. We connect the Stealth power cable right there. Just imagine that this is the one from the power supply, or this is the adapter that you're using. You plug it in, you give it a real good push, make sure that's latched. This is a mistake people always make with these, is it takes a little bit more force than you may think it needs. So you push it in there real good, make sure it's latched, make sure it's secure, you know, give it a good wiggle, make sure it's in there good. And now you've got the power cable like sticking out there, right? So you route it that way. Beautiful. And you put this on. And obviously you can have tie downs too. You see these holes here? It's got perforated holes through here. You could put some tie downs in there, zip ties or other things. You could, you know, tie this down and make it look real nice and real secure. But for the demonstration purposes here, we'll just slap that on there. And there you go. Cable is now routed out. And so it's definitely a much cleaner look. Only problem is obviously you can see that this might get in the way on some motherboard installations. If you have, you know, the cables real close to the motherboard. If you had a lot of other cables on your motherboard in this area, maybe USB cable connected or other things on your motherboard, sure, this could interfere. So you do need to make sure you have like the space for that. That would be my primary concern here. I'm not quite sure, you know, what that would be like in a motherboard, but I mean, you can imagine that it's like, you know, in a motherboard, right? Like that. So yeah, I guess if you pull it around this way, then that's kind of out of the way and it's like kind of behind the video card then beside the motherboard. You could even pull it up top, and this way it won't pull on this part of the connector down here, which is sometimes the troublesome area. So it doesn't pull on that area so much. Now imagine also this is with the adapter, but if you had the native from your power supply, the native 12 volt high power cable from your power supply, you only have one cable here. You won't have these three. So I would suggest that if you're going to go with that route on this, go ahead and have one with a native 12 volt high power cable, because then you'll have less cables to deal with coming out of here to deal with. I mean, you can go, I guess, either way on that, but it won't put strain on that, especially if you tie it down here in this area. It won't put strain on that. So that's interesting. Although I would think, honestly, I would like to have seen it come out the back side. I think that might be more appropriate if it routed through the back. Yeah, I'm gonna say if there were one design change on this or update in the future, I mean, this is cool. I'm just not sure about it coming out at this side where the motherboard is. So I might want it coming out the back side. That's about the only change I would say. Yeah, this gives me a little bit of pause coming out here on this edge, but it's a cool design. It's unique and it's something. And of course, you don't have to use it, right? I mean, look, the benefit is there, but it's optional. You can not run the plate at all. You can just leave the plate off and then do that. That works too. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing that, right? And it still makes it a little cleaner even doing this than it would normally, because that still would be coming off the back there. If you had a little room, put that there. Of course, I'm assuming that you might have room at the end of your case. Maybe this goes all the way to the edge of your case and you do not have the room to do that. Well, then yes, that would be a problem. But hey, it's an interesting design and it is something cool, but the way that it's supposed to be is go through there, route out. I mean, that's practically it. This is the ARGB cable. That's right. This allows you to plug right into here. This is the ARGB connector. So you will just plug that into there. Oops. Be careful. We've bent the pins, as you can see. Okay, pins bend these easily, so be careful there. So let's put that in there. Yeah, totally bent that all up. Okay, well, that's a problem. Be careful with that. So idea is simple. I'll push those pins back into place. Idea is simple. Plug this into here, route this out as well. Plug this into your motherboard, and what do you know, you have ARGB connected to your motherboard so that you can control the ARGB light bar on this from your motherboard controls as well. So that's another unique feature about the card. But yeah, it's specifically that routing. That's cool. Taking this out, that's a little difficult. Got to give it a little pull there. Does come out, but that it's a little hard because you can't get your fingers under it. You can only get them on top, so don't be taking this off and on a lot, in other words. Those are some practical advice there. But yeah, this ARGB connector thing is really fragile. Be careful with that. So a word of caution when you're installing this. That is a little bit weak there on the being able to bend the pins and being able to bend the header up and down. So be very gentle when you're putting that on. That is my advice here live for you on this video. My first time trying to put that one in there. And yeah, if you don't get it right, be gentle with that. Be gentle. Okay, so let's talk about some more of the features. This obviously has a what Sapphire calls its Tri-X cooling. So it's got 3 fans, Tri-X cooling. They have the AeroCurve fan blades. These are AeroCurve fan blades. There is a ring around the outer edge of the fan blades. Helps with airflow and that sort of thing. You've got the free flow air design where part of the card has the air flow through the heatsink, and the PCB comes up to here. So at this part, it's not. These 2 fans will just blow up and down, blowing the air out. You've got the, we talked about the Quick Connect MangiPlate. That's what this is called, Quick Connect MangiPlate. The stealth hidden power cable. This has some stability features in it, like a metal frame that goes throughout it for stability. Like I said, it's not a very heavy video card anyway, so that's fine. It's got the integrated cooling module here. It all makes direct contact with the VRMs and the GPU and the memory. It uses Honeywell PTM 7950 thermal interface material on it. You got the metal backplate, the ARGB light bar. Oh yeah, fan quick connect. These fans have a quick connect feature, which I have not tried yet, and I'm a little anxious to try it live here on camera. But apparently these have a quick connect fan system, so that if there is a problem, you do not have to return the entire card to Sapphire. Sapphire or its channel partners will send a replacement fan directly to you. So these are easy to remove, clean, and replace with just 1 screw holding them securely in place. Okay, so there's a screw, says right here. So I'm not going to remove them for you on camera, but apparently there is an easy method to do that. So I will have to look at the instructions, in which they are probably on the website, to how to remove those. I did look at a picture and it looked pretty simple, but it does say there's 1 screw holding them securely in place. So after a removal of that screw, and don't ask me where that screw is because right now I don't know. I'm guessing, oh, I see the screw. I see the screw. It's down in there. So there's the screw. There's a screw there, and a screw over here. Okay. And there is only 1 screw. So yeah, I see that here. So it's hard for you guys to see in the video. There is 1 screw on here. You can easily get a small screwdriver in, take that screw out, and then I believe the fans will lift up and like unplug. They are not plugged with like wires, so you don't have to like move a little wire out of the way. They have a different kind of like connect system. It's called Quick Connect, in fact, that it just kind of slots into. So yes, these are pretty simple to remove, but it does require a tool. They are not toolless. They are not toolless, but still easy to remove. So that's good too for cleaning. That's a good design. That's a good design. Very secure, easy to use. So no problem with that. That is pretty much the video card. Oh yeah, it's got on the backside here, we've got 2 DisplayPort and 2 HDMI, and that is 2 DisplayPort of 2.1A, and oh yes, PCI Express 5.0. So the interface is PCIe 5.0 by 16. It does support that as well. So there you go, everyone. That is the Sapphire Nitro Plus Radeon RX 9070 XT. Again, a price premium of $729, but with that price premium, you're getting a boost clock of up to 3060. You are getting a higher TBP of 330 watts. You're getting the MangiPlate and the routing, and you're getting a 12 volt high power connector, which is not as common on Radeon GPUs. So you do get that. And they give you a pretty lengthy cable here as well. And then, of course, you can use your native one from your power supply. You got an ARGB cable, a support bracket in the package. So this, and the quick fan connect. So this does offer quite a bit of features, and I'm going to say the grill up here with the light bar looks fantastic in operation. This looks really, really good. Check out our pictures on our review, but this does look really good when it's running. It doesn't feel that heavy. Not a very heavy video card, but yet bulky and really cools well. So you want to check out our review to see all the benchmarks on this card and our overclocking. But I just wanted to show you all this because we had it for review, and it is a very unique 9070 XT video card, and very cool from SAPPHIRE. Again, they also have a 9070 XT in their Pulse and Pure lineup as well that are cheaper and closer to MSRP, so you might want to look at those as well. And then they also have a 9070 in the Nitro Plus also, but it's a good color scheme. This is plastic up here on the shroud, but the back is all metal, and yeah, very good solid video card. I like the design of it. It just works as a design. So that's it. Unique MangiPlate, stealth power cable, pretty cool stuff there. So anyway, that's going to be it, everyone. Let me know what you think of the video card down below. And I look forward to your thoughts and opinions on it. Thank you all for watching. Check out our review in the description. If you like what you see here, consider subscribing and leaving a like on the video. Definitely appreciate it. And I hope you all have a very, very blessed day.